Hi, I'm Bill Genovese, and I'm here to talk to you today about next generation financial services and how providers are going to accelerate the application of that and providing it to us as humans and consumers to become more digitally mature. There's really three forces out there right now that are changing the future of society and business models that are delivering them. Technology is changing and influencing our society and the world exponentially, almost so much that we can't get our heads around it and grasp what's coming. And in certain areas, it's in lockstep is business model evolution. So traditional industries are not in their silos anymore, and you're seeing new innovative business models that are evolving to provide consumers best of experiences. What's changing dramatically and influencing both of these is our expectation that we want to consume any type of service and do what we want anytime, any place, anywhere through any digital access point. So the sharing economy, Uber, Amazon, Alibaba, these are all examples of large platform providers that are enabling that expectation and fueling it more and more through the application of artificial intelligence, payments and blockchain, IoT, big data, and many other technologies, okay? The technologies that are being applied will converge. So that's the first message is it's not, the leaders providing these services are not using one technology. They are finding ways to combine them to deliver financial services faster, cheaper, and better for your life on a tailored, personalized experience. So if you look at the evolution of banking or financial services, and it's not just banking, it applies to insurance and investments through capital markets as well, or financing. In many cases and many functions, we still require some form of human interaction. So that interferes with our experience. And the three factors I mentioned earlier and our expectations, we want it every place, anytime, anywhere, okay? So we're moving now into financial services next generation as a lifestyle, okay? So that's very, very important. There needs to be a little bit of time spent on financial needs and looking at what we do. So we need to pay our bills. If we have too much money, we invest or put money away, and if we have too little, we need credit and lending, okay? Now, what's going on in the industry, now the traditional players, traditional financial service needs, to a large extent cover that ground, but they don't leverage the data that they have on us to see in terms of harnessed insights where we're spending, how we're earning, and where we're applying and investing on a holistic level. So this is where non-traditional financial service needs are being addressed by other players, e-commerce, number one. So these platforms are seeing a lot on your behavior and leveraging artificial intelligence to learn more about you and your behavior to extend in other areas that traditionally the bank or insurer would even own. If you look at it from a traditional business model perspective, the bank is primarily been or insurer has been primarily manufacturing oriented, okay? So developing products and distributed by others as an example, or themselves, okay? Marketplace organizations, some are starting to move in that direction, okay? A full stack bank may develop the products, distribute them, and service them. Or it could be segment-focused wealth management products, private banking, and so on and so forth. Business models of the future really have four characteristics. Number one, based on the sharing economy, obviously they're customer-centric. However, the back and forth that's going on a little bit here right now is competitive and regulatory pressures. So it's almost like the regulators are catching up with the Amazons, the Facebooks, the Googles, not so much in China with Alibaba or Tencent, but they're going to face those pressures as they expand overseas. So globalization, okay, so that's a key principle in business models of the future. They need to be globally networked and keep that seamless customer experience going. And then what's going to fuel a lot of that too is the convergence of technology to allow them to continue to rapidly innovate. The business models of the future will eliminate or help to eliminate a lot of the costs and inefficiencies of the traditional industries in the past, okay? So the customer experience is going to become more seamless, and as that goes on, and services from the traditional players are kind of distributed by other platforms, economies of scale can grow as well. In terms of okay, who's going to lead this? Overwhelmingly, the leaders in terms of who's going to lead this space for innovation in financial services, number one was leading digital commerce platforms such as Amazon, Alibaba. Number two, leading consumer tech, Apple and Google, okay? FinTech is coming up pretty quick. And third, and then you have digital virtual challenger internet banks, so no branches, but all online banking. Number four, what's interesting to me is players from other industries. So you have telcos moving into providing financial services. What's telling is in last place, in terms of a lot of opinions, are the incumbent banks. So society's already feeling that the traditional player is going to be the least innovative, okay, in 2022. So some of the examples I mentioned earlier, okay, and how they're doing it, AI is an underpinning differentiator through all of these, okay? And the other underpinning differentiator is the movement away from product-based silos and offerings that are more or less commoditized, payments, credit lending, and investments, and the combination thereof that's kind of fueled together, pieced together, and accelerated through artificial intelligence, blockchain, and IoT with big data. The banks are reacting too. So you have banks traditionally Standard Chartered, HSBC, that are launching separate digital virtual banks, and in Standard Charter's case, they joined forces with Trip.com and Hong Kong Telecom right here in Hong Kong, and they have a virtual internet-only bank. Very, very interesting because that gives them insights from people's travel patterns, as well as how they use their telco devices, so they can offer more personalized experiences. So they're reacting very, very proactively. So all of the traditional players won't die, but they, the ones that do react and move in that similar direction will survive.